Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Rider Zero Spike back again once again, and today we're here for Kamen Rider Gotchard episode 32. And in this episode we get an awesome Kudo not redemption. Why would I want to say redemption? Awesome Kudo stuff, man. I love Kudo. I love this character, man. I didn't like her at the first beginning of the series, but I've grown to love Kudo. Like, she's gotten a lot of characters. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Gotchard. I know that. I am fully aware. I'm fully aware. People say these characters are dead. They're just people that not doing anything for me to care about these characters. But I like 70. I'm not a good 50-50 on that. I'm gonna go 50 because I do care about these characters. You know, I do care about these characters, especially Spanner. I hated this dude when he first was out here, you know, and Ichinose, I still don't like him, but he's gotten better in my opinion. Like, you know, don't shoot me, but he's gotten better in my opinion. But Kudo has gotten just a lot of somewhat development. Like Gotchard's at a point now where it's actually starting to do stuff. Excuse me. God damn. And it's got to a point where it's actually starting to do stuff, and I do like that. And we just got introduced to like the final boss. I guess I don't know. This could be Grion. Maybe this is Grion who went to cause we'll get to it. But we got foreshadowed to the final boss, and then he appears at the end of the episode. Like, oh my god! And we're fighting him in the next episode. So it's like, damn. I was like, well, okay, we just got here. What's going on? But yeah, man. In this episode, they're still dealing with the Romeo and Juliet stuff, and we see that Kudo gets her second wind and turns into her Cerberus moon form, and Anaya and goes in on this freaking Malcolm. Like, I was so happy to see this Malcolm go, and then her Ichinose end up taking this dude out, and we see that Autotropes is pissed, just pissed. No Cluto in this episode at all either. Like, where your girl at? I mean, she appears next episode, but where your girl at? She's not here. And I did love the motivational speech that Minato gave Kudo during that whole fighting that Malcolm thing. And, you know, Kudo got her bearings, man. She went in, and, you know, I love that she's not that, you know, secondary writer, but she's not that freaking damsel in distress. You know, even Ichinose was like, listen, he was frozen from the waist down, which I still don't understand, but he was frozen from the waist down, but he was like, listen, I'm gonna be fine. You just get up and fight this guy. Like, come on. Like, so, you know, you got character development, but you got the main character Ichinose telling you to get up and fight. Yeah, but so we see that they ended up defeating this monster, and we saw that now that Senna was frozen and stuff like that, you know, she's recovering from it. They're kind of worried about her, and since they were worried about her, you know, Kudo decides that she's gonna be Juliet for Romeo and Juliet thing. And that's when like Senna comes back, and she's like, why you taking my spot? Like, you just had to take my spot because you want to be close to Ichinose and all this other stuff. And then the whole this big love triangle stuff. And then freaking Ichinose basically gives Senna like a pep talk, and we get a little bit of their backstory and stuff like that. Like, you know, how he was a good friend to her, and it impacted her life, and it, you know, it was positive on her, stuff like that. She calls him a hero and stuff like that, and then she admits that, oh, she was jealous of Kudo because Kudo got to spend all this time with you and I couldn't because I moved away. And then like her and Kudo is like, they become friends and stuff. It was really nice. It's really sweet, you know, really down to earth slice of life kind of stuff, it was okay. I mean, I didn't mind it. It wasn't fluffed up either. It wasn't the entire episode, but it wasn't the entire episode, and it wasn't fluffed up. I feel like this episode we had like a good balance between like the main plot stuff and the other stuff, main plot stuff and the slice of life stuff. Because these are still kids and they're in school, so it's like you gotta get these sort of kind of things going on, and it wasn't like the main focus of the episode really. So we see that they ended up going, we ended up seeing Kyoto hanging out with Laculus, and she's eating with Laculus, and she's like, why aren't you eating? And then Laculus is like, I don't need to eat. And it's like I kind of felt that because I kind of felt like the Abyssal Sisters aren't human. Like they're not, like they're the same as like those voodoo things, the little voodoo dolls that Gurion had, and they consider all those little guys their brothers and stuff like that. And, weird that they're the only girls, but yeah, like she says, like she describes like, oh, I don't need to eat and stuff like that, and then Kyoto talks to her about, she says what Spanner said, like a monster came out of the gate when it came and grabbed Gurion, and Nicholas is like, I don't know much about it particularly, but that sounds like the Abyssal King. That big claw that came out and grabbed Gurion. She was like, yeah, that sounds like the Abyssal King. And it's like, okay, we're getting foreshadowed to like this big boss, to like the big boss, right? So we go back to our kids and stuff like that, and they're stuff kind of they're kind of chilling and things like that. But then we see that Autotropes has created another Malgam who's like this big squid Malgam, right? And this big squid Malgam, and it ends up attacking a bunch of people at the school. And then that's when Senna, she actually sees Ichinose and Kudo actually transform, and they're fighting this squid Malgam. But then that's when your boy Spanner comes in first, and I kind of didn't like this because they kind of used him as like a sacrifice, or like a freaking example of how this freaking Malgam works. So this squid Malgam's power is he's supposed to be a Kraken, and he comes from a Kraken Kimi. And the last Malgam we fought earlier in the episode was like a Mammoth Kimi. So we got a Kraken Kimi and a Malgam Kimi. A Kraken Kimi and a Mammoth Kimi. There we go. At twice in this episode. So pretty cool. I can't wait to see, like, are they gonna use them later, or are they gonna give them a form or something like that? I can't wait to see these. I hope these Kimmys get used later. But so he ends up, so this Malgam has the power to he shoots like this ink on you, and it makes you it puts you like in this like illusion. So Spanner, he's in this illusion, and he knows it's an illusion, but he sees Kyoto, like the monster basically like transforms itself into like somebody that or something like that, or a friend or whatever, and is basically trying to get you to not attack him. So it's like he goes and he tries to attack Kyoto because he knows it's not her, but he can't bring himself to do it because he's like, I can't see myself like slashing my teacher or slash mom. So it's like, but then he ends up getting beaten by it, and that's when Ichinose and Kudo get there, and they're like, oh well, what happened? And he tries to tell them what the power is, but he ends up using the tentacles and pushing Spanner to the ground and capturing him. So they fight him too, and they go through that whole thing of oh crap, he gotta, like, he tried to tell them what his power was, but he stopped them from telling them. So they end up fighting this Malgam, and they're having a hard time because he uses that same effect on them, and they're hitting each other, and they don't know what to do. And we see that Kudo tells Ichinose to attack her. So he's like, oh, trust me, just hit me with a rider kick. So he rider kicks Kudo, and when she falls down, we see that the diamond parts, or like the shimmery parts in her suit kind of like turn black, and she ends up waking, and then she ends up waking up, and we see that she ends up using the X-Rex, the Excalibur sword, and attacking the Malgam with it. And they're like, how are you alive? And you see that she ended up using the Moon Kimi to like not get hurt by his kick. I didn't understand how that worked, but yeah, she did. So she used that, and when she woke up from it, they ended up fighting the Malgam off. And when they fight the Malgam, turns out it can't use it. I guess it ran out of ink, so it runs out of ink, and then they end up destroying the Malgam. And yeah, when they're destroying the Malgam, Autotropes is like, almost had it. Like, she literally says that, almost had it. Like, she's just creating all these really powerful Malgams just out of nowhere. Like, and she's not using just one freaking voodoo doll either. She's using like a big amalgamation of them. Cause that Squid Kimi, he had like at least a lot. He had a lot of those guys inside of him. Pause. But yeah. They ended up defeating him. They kind of have the little heart to heart with Senna, and then that's when Minato comes in and erases her memories. So I don't know if Senna is probably gonna be like a reoccurring character. I mean, I would feel like she is, because because she's a childhood friend of Ichinose, so it would like make sense for us to like see her again on the occasion, you know, just like freaking Kajiki. But I don't think we're done with Senna. I would like to see Senna more, because it will make sense to see her. She's not some one-off character, really. You know, she actually has history with Ichinose. So, I mean, seeing her again will most likely make a lot of sense. So, after that, they end up having the whole Romeo and Juliet play. It's a big success, stuff like that. Senna and Kudo become friends and stuff. You know, it's real nice. And after that, we see Spanner. He's at the academy, and he's like doing some tweaks and maintenance and stuff on his Valvalizer sword. And that's when Laculus walks in, and she has a Valvalizer sword, and he's like, why do you have that? Like, what's going on here? And we see that Kyoto walks in with Minato, and she says that she made a Valvalizer sword for Laculus, because, you know, they basically consider Laculus like a part of like one of them now. And then like Spanner, he's like, what are you talking about? We can't trust her. Like, what y'all doing? And then like Minato is like, listen, there's a lot going on right now, and we kind of need all the allies we can get, and we just trying to prepare for the worst. And then she's like, yeah, man, like this is like, yeah, we partners now. I hope we can be good friends. And she holds up the freaking sword, and like in its gun form to him. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, we're supposed to be partners. You stop playing like that, yo. The episode ends with the Ouroboros portal opening, and then this mysterious figure landing on the ground. And yeah, so this guy apparently is the Abyssal King. Now, I am thinking that maybe that's Grion. Maybe that's Grion who got swallowed up by this monster, or probably got possessed by the Abyssal King or something like that, because I don't think we're done with Grion. And yeah, in the next episode we're supposed to be fighting this guy. And then also it seems like Cluto is gonna be using the Dread Driver and stuff like that, and teaming up with them to fight the Abyssal King. So I guess this is starting to get to the point where even Cluto is going to come to our side and stuff like that. But with Laculus having the Valvalizer sword, dude, now does that mean we're going to have, like, we're going to get we're going to get the Valvarod, like regular Valvarod, you know, stuff back, but it's going to be her now. And we're going to have like we have the Kamen Rider Valvarod and the regular Valvarod like teaming up or whatever. It'll be dope if she does turn into Valvarod, but it's like a female suit, like a female version of Valvarod. That'll be freaking awesome. I would love to see that. Same thing with Cluto. Like when she turns into Dread, it should be like a female version of the Dread. I mean, that would be freaking dope. I mean, like a female evil rider, that'd be dope. I mean, because everybody who turns into freaking Dread look like regular Dread. I mean, it'd be kind of cool to see, like, if a girl turns into Dread, it's a female suit. The man turns into Dread, it's a guy. So it's like, I wish they had like that kind of dynamic with it. But yeah, this episode was cool. It was a good ending to the slice of life school arc, you know, love triangle arc and stuff like that. And I do love the team synergy with Ichinose and Kudo, because you know they've always had good team synergy, stuff like that. But other than that, this episode was cool. It was a lot better than the last one. It was a lot better than 30. It was a lot better than 29. Oh my god. But other than that, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of Kamen Rider Gotchard. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Tell me all your thoughts down in the comment section. I'm gonna see you guys next time, and remember, stay Kenshin.